Oops. Oh, wait, I'm going. Crap. Well, clearly I suck. So, um, well, let's begin with a quote. So, I used to play soccer because people who suck play soccer. And one of my teammates, he said to me, Dan, you suck. And it's because I agree with this quote that I stand resolved that I suck, I suck, I suck. Now, let's go with some definitions here. The first definition is that of I. I is defined by the Urban Dictionary as a letter Apple really seems to enjoy putting in front of every single product they sell. Which is true. But I don't do that because I suck. But what does suck mean? Suck is also defined by the Urban Dictionary as to be really, really crappy. This is accurate. And I have 3 reasons for believing that I meet these definitions and thus fulfill the resolution. The first contention I have is that I am a pretentious ass. I am so incredibly arrogant. I am cocky. I am argumentative. I am overly philosophical. I think that my taste is better than everyone else's. I think my arguments are better than everyone else's. I think my opinion is better than everyone else's. I am a pretentious ass. And the impact of this is I suck. Therefore, the resolution is true. My second contention is that I suck things. This is very easily proven. Here I have in front of me a bowl of sunflower seeds. See, you can see them right here, sunflower seeds. I suck on these. Clearly, I suck. I also drink things through a straw. You can't disprove this. It's absolutely true. I suck. The third contention I have is that I don't suck, which is a little ironic, but the only way in which people, when they say you suck, what they're referring to is, oh, you're gay. Well, actually, though, I'm not gay. So the irony of it is, by not sucking, and yet everyone thinking that I suck, it proves that I don't make any sense because I suck. So I think it's very clear that I not only suck, I suck, I suck, I suck.
Okay. I definitely do not agree that you suck, because if in case you did, I know you'd not be here right now debating with me. Instead, you'd just be doing some crappy things out there, maybe having drinks, enjoying, or anything else. You'd not actually give time for such a productive discussion. So I definitely do not agree that you suck, because your time consumption is really commendable. You're giving your time in call out where different people, many people are watching what you're saying, you're presenting yourself. Just the fact that you're putting your time on a very good thing just says that you don't suck. And secondly, you told that you're argumentative, you think that your opinion is better than others. For a debater, that's something you always actually need to have. I recently watched the trailer for the Great Debaters, and then even in the trailer, what it says is that you have to take the crap out of like your opponents. You have to believe yourself that you are the best. And I think when you say that you believe your opinions are better than others, I think that's just a quality of a debater, and which is very calculated, which is very good. So there's no point about sucking here. I think you are completely opposite than anyone who would actually suck. The later sucks. Oh my god. Okay, I'll just pass on the mic to you for now. I don't know how to respond that you don't drink by using a straw, or maybe you use straws to drink. I don't know. I'll just get back to you later on that. But yeah, whatever you have to say for now, I'll just pass on the mic.
Well, the fact that my opponent has no response to my contention 2 and that she dropped my contention 3 clearly shows that the points that I have presented are overwhelming fact. They cannot be refuted. After all, how could you refute the fact that I clearly do suck things? Therefore, I suck. That cannot be refuted. There's a reason she had to pass the mic back, because she can't say anything to it, because it's true. I suck. Now, in response to her points, first, she said that by having a debate, it means that I don't suck. I have 2 responses. My first response, this is dorky. Debates are, to a certain extent, dorky. Most people don't engage in debates. Only people who suck would engage in dorky things. I'm engaging in a dorky thing, therefore, I suck. My second response is that of a turn. This resolution in and of itself is arrogant. The only way that I could expect someone to respond to this resolution would be by them telling me how great I am. Well, having someone telling me how great I am is arrogant. That is the sort of thing that someone who sucks would do. Clearly, I suck. She responded to my contention 1 by saying that you don't have to be arrogant to be a great debater. My response is, actually I have 2 responses. My first response, being a great debater doesn't mean you don't suck. After all, I consider myself to be an excellent debater. I'm very good at debate, but I still suck. You can still suck and still be a great debater. I am both. My second response is that, according to Jamuna, she is not a great debater, because Jamuna does not suck. Jamuna is actually a very cool girl. She's very nice, very sweet, very cool. And she still debates, which is a little dorky, but she still does it. Point, though, is, according to her, if we accept her idea that you have to be arrogant to be a great debater, well, she's not arrogant. So according to her, she is not a great debater. Thus, she has no ethos in this round. You should not agree with her opinion. She is wrong. I suck.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, the first thing is that you had so good points to from your side, that the reason I could not give a response to your points is because like you were so amazing, and then you had amazing points. So okay, let's just see what suck means. Suck actually means, I mean, it's, if in case we use it as a slang, it means that you have to be bad. Suck is literally like, you're so bad. So if in case you say I suck, it means that oh, you're bad, but you're definitely not bad. Oh my God. Okay. So let's just see like what bad actually means. Bad actually could mean imperfect, careless, or unacceptable, or inadequate, but you're definitely not that. Instead, you are the opposite of bad, which is you're good, you're excellent, you are skilled, and it just, yeah, like you have this good debating skill, you have this skills of managing your time consumption and everything. So you're doing a good job at your things. You're not even careless. So as I told, like, suck literally means to be bad, and then bad actually means to be careless, or maybe unacceptable, like, inadequate, but you're totally not that. You're actually the opposite of bad. So, which means that you do not actually suck. And I'm just going to pass on the mic to you. I need to actually think something first before responding. I'm not getting like clear ideas on how to do it. So I'll just pass on the mic to you for now.
All right, my opponent first begins by saying that to suck would mean you are bad. My response is, you can be talented, but still be bad. For instance, Adolf Hitler. He was very talented, but he was really bad. I, very much like Adolf Hitler, am very, very talented, but very, very bad, because I suck. She further says that I am good, excellent, and skilled, and yet she presented no evidence to suggest this, and I can tell you from personal experience, in fact, I am the most qualified source to speak about myself, and I can tell you I am not good, excellent, I am skilled. I'm skilled at debate. I'm very good at that. I'm destroying this debate. I'm clearly winning because I suck. I'm just such an ass that I'm going to be a jerk about this. You're wrong, Jamuna. I suck. and your arguments so far have not been in any way convincing, I suck. And you have presented no evidence to suggest that I do not suck. This leads to my third point, which is that of contention 3 still has gone unrefuted. I look so fucking gay. Everyone thinks I'm gay. I go wherever it is, and people think that I am gay. So the irony of this is people think I suck. And by them thinking that I suck, it's actually false, because in that way I don't suck, but it means that I'm a contradiction in terms, which means that I suck. So overall, every way you look at this, whether you look at it at the fact that I am clearly overly argumentative, I am being an absolute jerk to a very nice person. Jimin is very nice, but I'm being a jerk to her, destroying her in arguments. That means I'm a pretentious asshole, and I am just not a very nice person. Secondly, she still has not come up with a legitimate response to the fact that I straight up suck things. I do. That's what I do, because I suck. I suck on straws. I suck on lollipops. I suck on sunflower seeds. I suck. And she still has not responded to my contention 3. I'm clearly winning on the flow. You should vote pro in this round. Thank you.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. So you just actually told that you okay, what am I going to say? Okay. So I think you just told that you actually look like a gay, or you're even like accepting that. I mean, you're just talking about like you suck. I think these all like, I mean, it just shows that how self-acceptant you are. Like you are very willing to accept your flaws, like accept whatever you think like, you know, is maybe going on with you. And I think that's something like people disagree to do. I think people are, you know, like people are not actually open to like see the things in themselves. They're not willing to say that, hey, like, you know, I could be a gay, or maybe like I could be I could be a sucker, but still you are doing it, even though your resolution is wrong. But just the fact that you have the courage to actually come in front of this many people and then say that I suck is actually a big thing. So I think you don't suck, but you instead rock. So and then we're rocking this debate too, because you're giving me chances to say, to convince the audience that you don't suck. And you're actually giving me the chance for me to present a better version of yourselves, which is actually a very smart idea, if you see. So instead of just praising yourself, you're actually giving me the chance to actually praise you, which increases your credibility as a person. And then even the audience watching would be, oh, Zamona is praising this boy, so he must be good, or anything like that. So I think that's actually a smart play, that you are actually making someone else praise you just in the form of debate. And then that's amazing. That's very smart. That's an amazing thing you're doing. And then you definitely not suck. You're very good at this. You're very good at your mind. You're very good at choices. There's nothing actually about sucking here.
All right, so I think that there's an overall point that there we go. Terrence has correctly pointed out that he doesn't know how he's going to vote, but he knows that Daniel does in fact suck. There we go. We now have an outside source verifying the obvious point that is here in this round. Not only Terrence, but the most qualified source in this round is me. I know me more than you know me, so I am the most qualified person to talk about me. And I'm telling you, conclusively, I suck. So in response to your arguments, you first talked about how I'm self-accepting and you think this is a great thing because it means I recognize my flaws. My response, that's a bad thing. If I recognize my flaws and yet refuse to change, that's horrible. For instance, Adolf Hitler was perfectly aware of the fact that he hated Jews, but did he change? No, never changed, because he sucked. He was aware of the fact that he hated Jews, but he kept hating Jews. I, very much like Adolf Hitler, am very aware of the faults that I have, and yet I refuse to change them. I am arrogant. I know it. I'm going to stand by this. You then argued that I was giving you a chance to prove that I don't suck. But my response is, this is arrogant. This debate in and of itself is arrogant. By the fact that I'm giving you the chance to talk about how great I am, that's arrogant. That's totally arrogant. This is a flaw, and I am refusing to change this flaw. This means that I suck. Let's come back to my overall contentions. The first one was that I'm a pretentious ass. I think this has been very conclusively proven, even just by the fact that we're having this debate and by the fact that I'm so clearly winning this debate. I am a pretentious ass, and I'm really proving this with every single point that I make. The second contention was that I suck things. Still, no response to this. Nothing. Here are sunflower seeds right here on my desk. I suck these things. I suck. And finally, the fact that I look gay, I look like I suck, but I don't. This has never been responded to. I clearly am winning on the flow. I should win this round. I suck.
Okay. Let's just see. You just said that you actually suck the sunflower seeds or anything. I don't really think you can actually suck it. If in case you would suck it, you'd be choking, and then you'd be choking to death. Can it actually get inside directly? Come on, don't get the evidence. That's chewing. Sucking is just taking inside. And then you cannot do it, because if in case you do it, you would choke, and then you'd not be in front of me debating. So yeah, you cannot suck sunflower seeds, which you just said. So I think you just presented the wrong evidence about yourself, and then which also shows that I actually know you better than you do yourself. And the thing is that, okay, let's just see that the people's champ, he commented, Terrence commented that all I know is that Daniel does in fact suck, but we should also know that the community vote is actually biased. It's biased. So I know that you have actually not maybe voted for Terrence in so many of the debates. So it's just his biasness that's actually coming on this comment too. So we cannot actually take this community that thing into account, because it's coming out of a response to something you did before, and it's not actually a true statement. That's why it's just something that's coming out of as a response to whatever you did before. So that cannot be taken into account. And yep, I think that's all I have to say for now.
My opponent presented two arguments. The first argument she presented was that I had ability to suck, because even though I was sucking on sunflower seeds, she claimed that this was chewing. I was not actually sucking. I will admit that she is correct in a certain element, in that there is a level of chewing that goes into eating sunflower seeds. This is true. Once you go into the shell, you must actually remove the seed from the shell and then chew on that. However, before you get there, when you put the seed in your mouth, as I clearly demonstrated, you first suck on the outside of the seed. This is sucking. I, by definition, suck. This is a conclusive point in this round and a clear voting issue for the pro. Her second argument that she presented was that you can't take the community vote into account because people are affected by their personal biases and beliefs. Specifically on this issue, they will take into account all the things that they have seen me previously do. I have two responses. My first response is, if they take into account the things they've previously seen me do and believe that I suck, this proves that I suck. All of them have seen me sucking, and they all agree with the fact that, yes, I suck. This isn't a bias. This is evidence of the fact that, yes, I really do suck. And my second response is out of a turn. My opponent is so nice and so sweet that we can't actually take her seriously. The fact that she would be the one who would say, oh, Daniel's nice, he's so good, or whatever she's saying, but we can't take her seriously because she would never say anything mean about anyone. She doesn't. For instance, I have two examples of this. The first example I have here is that I made a comment where I voted against Siegfried, and I said something nice about him. I said he was a master of presence, even though I voted against him. She responds to my entire comment. She doesn't respond to any of the argumentation. She just responds, yes, Daniel, I agree Siegfried is a master of presence. Doesn't respond to the fact that I had an entire comment where I voted against him. She was passively aggressively, sweetly saying she disagreed, and yet not saying that out loud because she's too nice. That also happened. When was the other time I saw that happen? Actually, has anyone ever seen Jamuna say anything mean about anyone? I don't think we have. She can't. So she's not a qualified source to tell you that I'm good, because she doesn't actually say that people suck. So just because she's the one who's saying, oh yeah, Daniel, you're not that bad, doesn't mean I should trust her, doesn't mean anyone in this round should trust her. She's not a qualified source. The most qualified source in this round, as I have discussed, and this has not been responded to in any way, the most qualified source is me. Not only that, The evidence in the round, if you read the comments under the debate, if you read Terrence's comments underneath, everyone, all the evidence suggests that everyone knows I suck.
Just give an example of Terrence, our resource. He's the right resource here. So Terrence actually commented on one of your posts saying that he would never recommend you to be the resident judge. So let's just see the judge thing, the judgment. So talking about judgment, like because he knows that you are very bad at judgments. So that's why even the fact that you're making a judgment about yourself that you suck is actually incorrect. And then it is a wrong statement, because as Terrence says, you don't have good judgment skills. So you're judging yourself in a very wrong way, and that's how you come to a conclusion that you suck. And then so given the same example, so and the second thing is that Terrence is a very good he has a very good judgment. In fact, like he recommended you to be a resident debater. So that means that you yourself agreed that you're an awesome debater. So he's definitely a good source, because he has recommended you as a debater, and then you are an awesome debater. And then now he says that you could be a bad resident judge. That means that he's also credibly actually giving us that information. I think we can definitely rely on that information from him. So yeah, the judgment you're making about yourself is actually. And so yeah, so talking about the comments on Siegfried's debate. So you had a wonderful comment. You had a wonderful comment, like, so there were actually so amazing things that you actually wrote, and that I could not actually, I mean, your intellectual level was so high that I could not actually comprehend, like, many of those things, so that's why in fact, like, I should say, like, I suck here, because I couldn't even understand the intellectuality like you had in that comment. So that's why I just had to respond with, hey, like, he is definitely a master presenter, but what you had was a big analysis of, you're a big critic, and then you definitely not suck here, because if in case you sucked, if in case you were bad, the way you have written it, the way you have analyzed it, if in case you were bad, you'd not actually respond the same way, like with the same kind of elegance, or maybe the same kind of language, because being bad actually comes with a lot of things. But you have an excellent analysis there. So you definitely did not suck, because if in case you sucked, your analysis would have been bad, the way you responded would have been bad. And in fact, you could actually have responded to me very badly, because I just commented one line to, like, maybe your 50 lines of comments. So if in case, like, you sucked, you could actually be mad at me.
Again, this must be pointed out. I am very talented. I am very good at debate. I am crushing in this debate. But that does not make me a good person. Just makes me talented in one specific way. I refer you back to the Adolf Hitler example. We could also look to Joseph Stalin. We could look to any dictator in history. Many of them were extremely talented. They were able to put an entire group of people to follow them as they committed these atrocities, much like myself. I am committing absolute atrocities by being cruel to you, by being disrespectful, and all these sorts of things. I suck. I might be talented, but I can still suck. Now, in response to your arguments, you first said that Terrence would not recommend me for a judge, which is proof that I am bad at judgment, so I can't be the one who judges myself and says that I suck. This is actually a good argument. It's a little convoluted, but I'm actually a little impressed with that. That was well done. But my response to this would be the evidence of others. It isn't just myself. There are others who are saying that I suck. Like, for instance, my friend, I guess he wasn't my friend on the soccer field because he said that I suck. And then Megan, under the comments under this debate, said that she would, in fact, go pro on this resolution. She agrees with the fact that, yes, Daniel does suck. He sucks. He sucks. Another friend, another acquaintance, I don't have friends, another acquaintance of mine under my post said that he was voting for you already just because I already suck, so he can't vote for me because I suck. So yes, we have multiple pieces of evidence showing that, yes, Daniel really does suck. Your second argument was, I'm going to turn it. You said Terrence has very good judgment. He is a good source. Yes, turning that because Terrence, under this debate, says, all I know is that Daniel does in fact suck. You're right. He is a really good source. He's a great source. Best source we could have in this round. And he agrees with the pro. So you should vote pro. I think that we're getting, let's see, I'm going to end this when I hit 5 minutes and you hit 5 minutes. So we'll have a 30-minute finish on that. But so that means we have about 1:15 left. The last thing you said was that you said my intellectual level was so high in that comment to Siegfried that you couldn't possibly comprehend it. This I'm going to respond to by saying this is proof that you're too sweet and nice. You're kissing ass. You're being nice. You're not a credible source here to say that anyone sucks because you don't say that people sucks. You're too nice of a person to actually say that.
Okay. Okay, what was that? Okay, so coming down to the resolution that you do not actually suck. I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. So I think, okay, just talking about sucking, I think it's just the idea of being bad, which you are not. In fact, all throughout this debate, you are telling me that you are very rude to me, but I don't think this is what rudeness is. Like you have been I don't know, rudeness is something very different. Like it's aggression, it seems violent, but nowhere in this debate I have felt so, like nowhere in this debate. So yeah, so just the idea that you say that you are actually speaking very roughly or badly is also not happening. And I think there was actually a psychological term for this, but I don't really remember. But I know that people actually enjoy like, you know, saying bad things about themselves today, just to it's a kind of I don't really know the exact term, but it is a kind of like a fulfillment, and that actually gives your brain, like, you know, triggers your brain actually. I don't really remember the exact term, because I think that's why, like, we have many kind of words, like, you know, very common today, like maybe are you like mentally depressed, or like, are you depressed, don't behave like as if you're depressed, or maybe like you know, moron or anything. These kind of words are very much into use today because people love doing this to themselves. People love, you know, actually this triggers something in their mind. So I think that's something you're also trying to do here. Like it's not actually that you suck, but it's just that you're actually fulfilling that part of your psychology by just actually gaining some response out of this resolution. I think that's what you are doing, because you yourself but yeah, so in actual you don't even actually suck. So it's just that fulfillment that you are actually trying to gain. And then, yeah, as I also said, that you actually wanted me to speak on behalf that I don't suck, that you don't suck, I think, which is a very smart play, making someone else actually praise you in a debate throughout for 30 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Having someone praise me for half an hour is clearly arrogant. It is the sort of thing that only someone who totally sucks would do. Have you seen anyone else on this forum do this? No one has. I'm the only one. Why? Because I not only suck, I suck, I suck, I suck. I have one voting issue for the judges in this round, and that voting issue is how absolutely terrible my opponent's arguments are. She's presented nothing that would suggest that I am in any way a good person. It's just sort of conjecture on her part. She's presented nothing against the evidence of the multiple sources who have all said the fact that I suck. She hasn't disproved the fact that I'm a pretentious ass. She hasn't disproved the fact that I'm overly argumentative. She hasn't disproved the fact that I'm overly philosophical, overly arrogant, or the fact that I have clearly demonstrated the fact that I suck on things, I look gay, I clearly suck. For these reasons, I'm ending the debate now. I would urge a vote for the pro.